What's going on, family? What's going on this Sunday night? You watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. I'm your host, Bernard Watts. Do my favor, do my solid, hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Hit that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. Tonight, I got the crew with me tonight. I got the boys with me tonight. JR Boxing, Greg Seder, and Uncle Steve getting ready to talk about the performance of Shedeur Sanders today against Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans. And on the second end, on the back end of the show, we're going to talk about Coach Prime has hired a new OC. Want to get their take on it and what they think the outcome and how will the future look for the Colorado football team going forward. All right, hey, want to say hello to the #1 chat room on YouTube. What's going on, chat? Appreciate y'all down there in the chat. I see y'all. I see you. Want to thank Landon Price. What's going on? How you doing? Michael Lockhart, Patty Lee, Jackie Henderson. I love CC. Sale Mode. What's going on? Miss Carolyn Shepard. What's going on? Keith Williams. Mr. Miami's in the building. Andrew Bolden. Miss Phyllis Smith. How you doing? Mr. Miami. Mac Attack. Poker Face. Country Boy, what's up, Country Boy? Red Lady, what's up? How you doing? Miss Jackson, what's going on? We see you. Miss Anyway, how you doing? Miss Hall, how you doing? MSD, RD, my dog, what's going on? 9782 is in the building. Big Red 1974. Who else we got in here? We got Poker Face. I see you. One Faith and G. One Faith G. Wayne Hood, my dog, what's going on? The Black House. The Black House is in the building. Appreciate y'all tonight. Kim Mathis, what's going on? Deborah Taylor, I see y'all. Hope I didn't omit anybody. Didn't try to. If I did, please apologize. All right, let's bring the fellas up and let's get into this thing. I won't hold you long. Just need 50 minutes with you. 50 minutes. JR Boxing is in the house. What's up, JR?
What's happening, B. Watts? What's going on, man?
Hey, man, it's going to be good, man. We're going to be all right. We got Greg Seder on a Sunday night, and we got the one and only Uncle Steve joining us on a Sunday night. I'm going to hold y'all long, man. I hope y'all had a good week and a good weekend with your family. Let's get right into it, man. Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns came up short during their loss today. But the overall thing is about Shedeur. I seen growth in his performance, JR, and he looked better in that pocket. Now, just tell me what you think of his performance, and then we'll get into the game as everybody chime in. What you think of Shedeur's performance today?
Yeah, like you mentioned, man. Hey, the steady growth, right? This 3.5 games, 3 games as a starter. And the growth has been a great leap from game 1 to 2 to 3. So you can see it in the play and his confidence on the field, man.
What you think of his play today, Greg?
block.
All right, well, I hear you now.
Yeah, I think he's the old Shedeur, got a little Brady mode in.
Yeah.
At the end, he did what he had to do. Like I said, it's weird how they decided to go for that too. And he busts his butt to get you back in the game, and you go for two. Like I ain't never seen no go for two in that situation, especially with the touchdown before the last one. But I mean, he took him down the field pretty easily. They let him throw the ball this week, enough times, and I guess his running game wasn't working as well. But thank God they had somebody who could throw, because they would have been screwed.
Yeah.
Overall, I mean, he made a lot of good throws. I hate he threw that one interception. He first running around.
Yeah.
Golly, but yeah, it's like the team did everything and they could lose, from the block punts to the, it looked like the same thing every week. So it's my only thing.
Steve, what you think of Shedeur performance today? Then we'll get into the game part.
Shedeur Sanders passed the eye test. If you look at that game, he did everything you want your quarterback to do. He was under control. When things got out of control as far as the lead, they got 14-point lead on him. He went into his mode where he said it's time to get legendary, and he drove him down the field like franchise quarterbacks do, and he got him back in the game. Throwing an interception means absolutely nothing, because both quarterbacks on the field threw interceptions. So every game I watched, pretty much it's an interception in there. So we could, it's funny that when it comes to 12, he got to be Jesus on the football field, but everybody else can be Judah. My point goes this one here. He did what he's supposed to do. He was fantastic out there. And what he showed you is this one here. He got great tape. If you don't want him, it's 31 other teams out there that's kicking themselves right now that wish they would have got him, and they'll take him. So great game for Shedeur. And something I like what he said. He's comfortable being uncomfortable. Back to you, B. Watts.
Yeah. Like I said, I like his performance. Like I think if one thing that I can take away from it is that interception, because that interception, 2 plays later, they took the lead. Because when I look at the game, quarterbacking, especially, I want them to win. But when you look at the game situation, and Greg hit on with the head coach, why would you go for 2 points? Why? Or both of the touchdowns, JR. Why? You had enough time, even though your defense didn't stop the run all day. But you knew you had a chance of getting that ball back and tying the game and going into overtime instead of trying to win the game with 2 possessions. It's the coach's decision to me.
That's when football analytics, you trying to be too cute on the field. You're trying to be too genius per se when it comes to coaching. Like the coaching rule book would put it out there for you. You're down by 14, you score, you kick the field goal, you're down by 7.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You got the number 2 defense
True.
in the National Football League. Now, I know they showed they behinds today because I don't know what they was on. But you still play the numbers. I got the number 2 defense, going against a rookie quarterback, crunch time situation. Let's play the numbers. So I understand it, but, trying to be too cute, trying to overthink the situation. Some would even say sabotage, Greg. I don't know.
Greg, look at the type of plays they called on the 2-point conversion. They took him off the field. Then they ran some kind of gadget. I don't know why college coaches, pro coaches want to run gadget plays against grown men.
I'm gonna tell you this: the best gadget is when your quarterback in there, because he actually can throw the ball, so you got more options.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it's no situation at all on earth that I ever seen, playing, watching, hearing about where that scenario required a 2-point conversion, because your numbers was even. Like now if they were down by 16, then at one of them points you was gonna have to get a 2-point conversion, or both of them you was gonna have to get a 2-point conversion. But to know that the numbers you score is gonna be as long as you get the field goal, you was gonna tie the game. That's usually the point, to put yourself with the numbers. Where it was a 2-score game. It wasn't a 3-score game. So you didn't need a 2-point conversion at all. At best, you should have tied the game because you should have been glad to get back in the game because you was down. Now, Shedeur got in there, did a 2-point conversion. I'm thinking he probably thought it was gonna be a field goal. So his mind was like, oh, and then he got it out and they fumbled. Remember, they said there's backup centers in there. People forgetting they line getting hurt every week. Nobody talking about it. They had like 4 backup linemen in there. Like
True.
2 last week, now 4 this week. And all of a sudden, Shedeur get in, all the linemen get hurt, and then if they in there, they Superman dive in the air. It's like it's the weirdest stuff. So now you go to the 2-point conversion the second time, and you take Shedeur out and go Wildcat, but instead of running straight in the hole like you've been doing to get the little couple yards, you do a trick play that they don't know what the trick is. So he's thinking the other guy handed, he's like, oh, he didn't take it. Let me throw it back. The best thing he could have did is duck down and run because he's a running back, not a quarterback. But the only way that should have happened if your quarterback was in the game and you have somebody who could throw the ball. Now they got 2 things they got to watch. One thing that you do every time you do that Wildcat, wild dog, or whatever they want to call it, is they know it ain't gonna be no pass. Then the only trick would have been is they say, oh, then we know Junkins can throw, and the tight end snuck off and Junkins throw it. Then I would get it. Maybe Junkins played quarterback somewhere in middle school somewhere. He played baseball, and y'all to see this coming. Oh, we didn't know that. Then that makes sense. But you know he can't throw because we know that's off the board. Everybody coming, and you doing the reverse. It might would have worked if he handed the reverse off. I don't know.
I think he just missed it. He somehow looked like he missed it.
Not running the reverse is like,
oh.
So it's like, you know, it's the craziest thing. But either way, your best odds are every other team with Purdy ran the little bootleg. You know, your better odds are having a quarterback in there because at least he can still run it, but he also can throw it. And they gotta watch somebody come out the line, you know, having help with your run game because now they gotta watch this dude coming out the ball and then they create a run lane. But everybody get the rush because you ain't throwing the ball. So
what you think, huh?
Well, I got 3 points. The first point is this one here. When you're looking at analytics, tell you this one here. If you're looking at analytics, the last 4 times they tried the wild dog, wildcat, pussycat, it hasn't worked. It has failed miserably. And if that is the case, what you should realize, it's not working. And if it's not working, you need to go in another direction.
They don't
especially with the backup lineman you had in there. It just didn't work. Second point is this one here. Your leading rusher was Shedeur Sanders. Your leading passer was Shedeur Sanders. So if you're talking anything, he should be in the game. And the one who's brought you back with 2 touchdowns is Shedeur Sanders. But with that being said, I understand because you had a head coach that named Hugh, and they told him to throw games because they wanted to get Joe Burrow. You had another coach called Flores for the Miami Dolphins. They wanted him to throw games, and he told them no, he wasn't going to throw the games because they wanted the number 1 pick. Now, you got Haslam. I don't put it past him. I can hear him telling him, you need to do it. He pulling the Malcolm X. By any means necessary, I need you to throw these games because I want that number 1 pick. And he's very successful because if you look at it, the only team that they got now is the Jets. They need the Jets to win a couple games and they'll get the number 1 pick and they'll get a quarterback that couldn't get number 10 points. But with that being said, the third one is this one here. It doesn't make that stuff makes no difference because Shedeur Sanders wins regardless. Even with that loss, he wins because he do get a high pick. And if Barry's anything like I know, with that pick now, I'm looking at the number 1 tackle from Utah or my boy from Alabama, Proctor, to get your offensive tackle. So now Shedeur Sanders can have one of the best tackles in the game over there protecting his blind side with that top pick. So it's a win-win. The only thing you need to see from Shedeur Sanders is he needs to protect himself because he's taking too many hits, and he needs to make sure that he's developing each week. So it's a win-win. It's stupidity at its highest level. Expect nothing less for Steph Nasty. And folks getting up there arguing about it. If you want to do anything, don't show up when they come out there and tell him, Hell no, we won't go until you get rid of Steph Nash. Back to you, B. Watts.
Going forward, JR. Man, how could them players react and want to be coached by Kevin Stefanski about decision he been making, man? He ain't just make no bad decision today. He been making bad decisions all year long. And it go back to what Greg done told me since day one. They throwing games, man. This is entertainment. This ain't real. They faking, bro.
Couldn't be
Kevin,
me, Greg.
listen, Kevin called a play.
Couldn't be me,
What?
B. Watts.
Huh?
Look, I expect Jerry Jeudy to be at that podium Tuesday going like this. That's what he should be doing. He should have went over to Kevin Stefanski and said, "Hey, what we doing?" That's what he should have did, because it doesn't make any sense to me. All the things that Uncle Steve outlined, all the things Greg has spoken about for months when pertaining to the Browns, it doesn't make any sense, right, for you to take out your best player in a crunch time situation. At least for that day.
He's doing it every week, man. Why ain't nobody saying nothing?
Look, at least for that day. So you gotta have leadership within the locker room. I'm talking about guys like Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward. You can rope Jerry Jeudy in there. So when they go to that podium and Mary Kay asks that question, or Daniel Uyu, what's his name? Daniel O. I'll just call him Daniel O. When he asks the question to the players, like, the players got to be able to say, because Myles Garrett got stock in that organization. You got to be able to say, look, I don't understand the play call. It didn't make any sense to me, especially after our young quarterback drove us down the field twice to put us in a situation to even be able to go for two. I don't understand it. If it's me, if I'm a player of magnitude like Myles Garrett, I question that. If I'm Denzel Ward, I question that. If I'm David Njoku, I question that. And I question it publicly, because it's either you're sending a message to the administration upstairs to say, what are we doing? Right? Or you sending a message directly to Kevin Stefanski, hey, you need to give me an answer, dog. Like, I need to understand, because I'm out here, although the defense stunk it up today. They did. They laid an egg.
Yeah.
But you don't jeopardize a football game with an asinine coaching decision, Greg. You don't do that.
Well, I'm just going to say it like this. This is a NFL production. NFL production. What they tell you before every game when they put that logo up there? This is an NFL production. You saw a production day. It's almost like, I almost felt like Denzel on training day. When I saw Stefanski over there, I was envisioning Denzel, because I'm sitting there looking at it like, this is a movie. Hey, ain't nothing about football going on here. It's almost like somebody said, I'm finna kick a field goal on 2nd and 10. Like, what they coming? Like, you did a 2-point conversion when it's not even needed, just to lose the game, just to lose. I said, I know this fool. Y'all saw the tape. I said, I know this fool finna make them lose by 1, because now you made them have to go for 2 the second time. You had to kick the field goal because you be looking dumb. So I said, if they had to kick the field goal and then went for 2 the second time, you would say, oh, they just gambled instead of going in overtime. But this is the NFL production, guys. What they just showed us is exactly why your question should be answered. They can't say anything. Why would they getting a check? I told y'all weeks ago. They check say NFL on it. Cleveland Browns. Right? It ain't your check. I don't care how much money you get paid. They sitting on that check, and you better shut up. And they may talk about it in the car, in the locker room. They not finna get up there. Even Shedeur ain't finna say that. Well, your coach screwed up the game. Well, I'm just glad to be here. Gonna turn back to Toby. Toby. Now Toby's gonna make a Toby out of him.
They show. Boy, they show.
That's a good boy. That's a good boy. It don't matter what they do. Well, I'm just glad it's blessed to play the game.
Dang.
Yeah, you is just blessed to play the game. Because we'll put your butt back up there and make you say your name Toby. So you got you good. He ain't finna say nothing negative. He can go talk with his dad about it on FaceTime, but he's not finna say nothing. And that's the rest of them. You think Myles Garrett gonna say something? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, master. All of them on it. Yes, sir. Because your career is over. because the other owners, they all in on it. Detroit Lions ain't finna pick you up. You blackball. No matter how good. Let me ask y'all this. Conspiracy theory, how you want it. Okay. COVID hit, people made certain decisions. Some people like it, hate it, whatever. Cam Newton's career ended there because he didn't want to do certain things. He wanted to pull a Kyrie, right? And they say, how old was he? 32? Was he even 30 at the time? So he young dude, not at the top of his game, but he still can start. He just played with the Patriots. Has he played since? So it's like you can open your mouth and run your mouth against the NFL and forget who writing the name on the checks. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, Uncle Steve, how could Kevin Stefanski continue to go out there week by week by week, making these bad coaching decisions when he was 2-time coach of the year and his players still want to play for him?
You must have not heard Odell Beckham, did you? Odell Beckham say it's hard to live off $100,000 a month. and if they go running their mouth, they gonna realize that you can't live off $2 a month, because when that check stop, them bills don't stop, homeboy. I know 40-some days in furlough. When that check stop, them bills don't stop. So all I'm telling you is this here, B-Watch. It's easy to run your mouth and say, oh, we gonna do this. They're not the NBA. Now, if it was the NBA, oh, they hate LeBron James. LeBron James speak out. But if you go back and do history, the NFL lets you know what they stand for. The Houston Texans owner told y'all the inmates ain't gonna run the asylum. He said that on national TV. He ain't gonna let no inmates run no asylum when it comes to the National Football League. Jerry Jones told y'all, you ain't bending no knee down in Dallas and think you're gonna be wearing that star on your helmet, and they sure ain't bending that knee. So all I'm telling you is this one here. Kevin got something. His melon is a different. He can do it. He got the right color. Now, if he was a different color, you can't do that. You can't win and keep your job if you got a certain color. You can be a winning coach. Ask old Franklin. You can be a winning coach and they still get rid of you. So all I'm telling you is this one here. Steph Nash is doing what the owner is telling him to do.
Wow.
Right now, it's in the best interest of the Cleveland Browns to lose to get a higher draft pick so that when 2027 come around, they'll have a better team so that they can tell those people in Cleveland, I'm going to charge you all this money because we got a better product. It's all about the product. If you look at Frank Lucas tell you it's all about the product. When you got the best product, people gonna come and pay for the best product. That's just the way it goes. That's just the way it is. And right now, Cleveland product is terrible. If it wasn't, and this is the great thing I like when Greg said it and your boy JR. If it wasn't for Shedeur, G. Bush, I love me some G. Bush and the Cleveland show and Rizzo now, man, the numbers are going off the chart. It's not going off the chart for Myles Garrett. And Myles Garrett is, he's chasing a sack lead. All-time great for sack lead. It's about Shedeur Sanders, and that young man has generated so much electricity out there that people want to watch. And instead of knocking the man, you're making money off him. What sense do that make? If he fails, you're gonna fail because your number's going down. You have no enemy. You have nothing to talk about. He's the Darth Vader. They want to make him out of Darth Vader, but he's not. He's the Luke Skywalker. Back to you, B. Watts.
JR, when you look at, oh man, I hate to say that. Yeah. No, I ain't gonna say that. Well, I ain't gonna say that. But man, it's just hard for me to, man. I can't understand it, bro. Why you don't want to win, man? And in sports and in the NFL, I understand what Greg and Uncle said, but still, dang, it's Shedeur out there playing his heart out, right? 5th round draft pick. He's going up against a #1 draft pick. How can you just, man, that dude didn't even throw for 200 yards. He didn't throw for 200 yards today, Augustine. He a first round draft pick.
Did you not see that against the Jets?
The dude almost throw for 400 to 500 yards.
But they did against the Jets, right? Like the dude threw like 50 yards and they lost to the Jets.
What the hell is going on, y'all?
Greg tell the truth.
This is an NFL production.
What the hell is going on out here? You got a fifth round, Uncle Steve, that was drafted 144, going up against a number one quarterback who they said was better than Shedeur. And we've been looking at this shit now all year long. Last year, I didn't think Cam Ward was better than Shedeur. I didn't hear now one of y'all say that.
Did you read the script before you came to the set? You must have read the script. You got the old script. They got a new script. The new script, the new script, Shedeur was on the field. The old script, Shedeur was on the bench. So you know how they do the movies, they rewrite the script and you be like, I don't like that. And they be like, all right, hit another script. Same losing team, but Shedeur is on the team. So it's like same result gonna happen. Cleveland clearly they won't.
But Cleveland he was gonna draft. They supposed to draft him anyway.
Hey, B. Watts. Yep. I think what we're missing. I think what we're missing.
You know what I'm saying?
Is this part. I think we're missing this part. Cleveland defense failed them. They gave up 200 yards rushing. They defense. They look like Colorado. They look like Colorado. If you can't give up 200 yards and think you're beating anybody, it just don't happen. You're not in the NFL. You giving up 200 yards.
How was like 50 yards this year?
Yeah, I said, what's going on now? This don't make sense.
In the snow, in the cold, from Tennessee, and you had your record high game against the number 2 defense. That sounds like one of them like Mighty Ducks movies. Quack, 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 quack. Quack.
At home, at that, not on the road, at home. What I don't get is the fact that look, I don't expect Cleveland to win. B. Watts, when you came on here and said, man, Shedeur be in there, man, they gonna win. Look, I don't expect them to win, man. It's a lot of dysfunction in that organization, and they far from a winning organization. Far from it. Defensively sound. Look, they laid an egg today, obviously, but I look at the production of Shedeur. 357 or 67 yards, 3 touchdowns in the air, 1 on the ground. You know, Tennessee, the Tennessee Titans haven't given up 300 yards to a quarterback since 2022. So
I wonder who that was. I bet it won a 5th round draft pick.
All the NFL, even Matthew Stafford this year only threw for 290. This the same. So this the same team, right? And we would say the LA Rams are head and shoulders above the Cleveland Browns as far as the organization, as far as offense and everything like that. But when shout out to LG out there in the YouTube streets, when he sent me that, he said, "Man, look at this, man. Shedeur Sanders, 300. It's either 357, 367. Correct me if I'm wrong.
364. 364.
364. 4 total touchdowns, 3 in the air, 1 on the ground. That hasn't been done against the Tennessee Titans since 2022. Come on, man. Come on. So why would we waste an effort like that? They need to get that. They need to get him out of there. Now, I was big against Coach Prime saying, "Look, man, you kind of spoke too soon," saying, "You know, I don't want my son to go to that organization." Y'all see what's going on?
I thought about that shit too, man. I see why.
There's no way, dog. It's no way that goes down like that. There's no way. No way, Greg.
You throwing around numbers. I heard that as far as the Browns, it ain't happened since the 1950s that a rookie did it. 1950s when they had them leather helmets. Doing that right there. 1950s when the goalpost had 4 legs. The goalpost had 4. It was like that, like an H.
Yeah.
So 19. They say the other quarterback did it. Guess who? Baker Mayfield did it, not as a rookie. Where was he drafted at? I don't think he was the 5th round. And they say the only other rookie, I want to say freshman, the only other rookie that's ever done that, 3 touchdowns, 300 yards in a rush, Joe Burrow.
Right.
Didn't they used to compare him to Joe Burrow in college?
Yeah.
Remember, he's at this last year, and they was like, he's like Joe Burrow. They were trying to compare him because they were trying to find he gonna get drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Burrow did it with Chase and Higgins. And guess what? Joe Burrow was, guess what pick he was? Number 1 pick. So Shedeur did what a number 1 pick did, outplayed the number 1 pick, doubled all his numbers,
Yeah.
doubled the yardage, doubled the touchdowns, doubled everything, right? And that's what we really don't want to miss, because this whole game was a measurement game.
Mm-hmm.
Forget all the other stuff. Cleveland Browns. Now, it's just for all the clowns who played this game with this boy. The NFL is on display. They want us to talk about all the other stuff. But y'all said this guy was not good. It was daddy ball. He couldn't do this. He couldn't do that. Cam Ward was way better than him. We had this doggone argument. Cam Ward not better than him. Cam Ward cannot play in these environments and perform. Cam Ward only won 1 game. He got a 2nd game for the NFL production. They gave him a game today against his counterpart, who was supposed to be between him and 1 and 2 as quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But one went 1 and one with 144 because of the NFL production. And you say, this guy just played this is his 3rd start with no reps all year with the people he playing with. They don't dog them out mentally, emotionally, and financially. You ain't let him get no reps since he got down May. Yeah, he out threw you times 3.
Yeah.
And with a team that dogged them out with not the talent, without the reps, it's unheard of. He don't make. You say legendary. Oh, they mock them. That is legendary. His numbers prove it. So where do you go from here? I don't know if they know what to do with him.
Yeah.
B-Watch, what you have to look at is this here, and I'll tell anyone, look at what Shedeur Sanders was playing with. His starting center out the game, left tackle, even the left tackle they had in there wasn't worth a nickel. And then you had the other guys who was doing the splash. They looked like Kamala out there, the Ugandan warrior just jumping for air. And, say, peekaboo, let me go and dive. Nobody's there. And then you're playing against a starting defensive line. If you look at it, man, what I saw was this one here. Those Tennessee Titans came ready to play, man. You could put it any way you want to. They came ready to play, and they were up for the game. You see Cleveland at a little time in the game, they thought it was just going to be a status quo come in. That defense thought it was going to be a status quo. We're going to come in and just dominate. But when you got another team out there, and I have to give Cam his props. Cam made a couple plays where Cam showed you why he is a top quarterback, because he made some plays. Now, Cam made some plays, so I'm going to give Cam his props. And Cam won the game. So, the Pollard won the game. Pollard and Steph Nasty won the game, but I will give Cam credit for this one here. At the end of the day, Cam did what he needed to do. Just made sure he had a coach that wasn't named Steph Nasty and a running back that ran for that almost 200 yards, and it did today. But for Shedeur's side of the house is this one, B-Watch. I think let's not get lost in the woods, because thinking about Cleveland is the official doo-doo Browns of 2025. Because when you dealing with doo-doo stink. And so does the Cleveland Browns. They stink. They stink. And when you stink the way they do, their game stinks. Even when you put some potpourri in there and you think it smelled and cleared up, Steph Nasty goes and pulls out the potpourri and put in doo-doo. So it doesn't make a difference. We're sitting here. It's not until I want to see Messi K do what journalists supposed to do, because why are we telling these players they need to do something? Journalists always do something any other time. They should do face every 30 seconds, asking him to answer for everybody else. Mr. Shedeur, can you answer this one here? Why is Jerry upset? Why is this here? Why is the coach pulling you out? Why aren't y'all asking Steph Nasty that? Now that's what you should be doing. That's what a journalist does. Goes and asks the right question. Coach, when we've seen the numbers in analytics, this is what I'll say. Let's go analytics. I'll say, Coach Step Nasty. On this here, you're saying analytics. You have failed this entire game doing the wildcat or wild dog or whatever you want to cat. That defensive tackle was in the backfield every time hitting that running back before he even got the ball. If you're seeing that, what made you think with the numbers going that your running game, you only got 20-some yards? What made you think to pull him out and pull your hottest quarterback, got 360 yards, and put him on the bench? Those are questions you ask coach. Next question is this one here. Why in the hell do you still have this special teams coach here coaching, and he done lost your 4 games now? Another block punt from the special teams. What are we doing? It is a hot mess in Cleveland, and it's a shame that the journalists, they got time for Shedeur. Shedeur, why you got a speeding ticket? Well, why aren't you asking this coach, why are you losing games that you should be winning? The numbers say you should be winning. Why aren't your people performing? Why is your special team coach? It's acceptable for your special teams to look like doo-doo every week, and you sit here telling me about Shedeur Sanders throwing an interception. Man, miss me with that. If you're so worried about that, why ain't you and then fired that special teams coach for losing you 4 games? You can't do that, but people getting here and talking about an interception. Hell, Shedeur, throw 4 more. Back to you, BY.
Don't let the NFL production get your blood pressure up, man. It's just a production. It's just a good movie, you know. You watch it and then you go on about your day and we talk about it, you know, because it's just a production. That's all.
Y'all right.
I know JR don't right, look at JR is hard to digest that. I can see it all on your face.
It's Greg. When I say it was hard to watch, man, I was just like,
you saw that production. You saw the cameras and everything. You saw all that. Like,
hey, y'all were texting before he even have. Somebody said, watch this fool throw that game. I looked around and I said, dang.
I saw it coming.
Did he just do it?
I just couldn't believe how obvious, you know, how obvious they made it. Because even when they did that punt in Las Vegas, right? When they was at the 28 or 38 or 28, and they punted the ball, and everybody was kind of like, all right, like, y'all betting on the game or something. Okay, we see what's going on. Now it's like, wait 1 second now. Why would you do this? And I know Kevin Stefanski is big on analytics. He says it every press conference. But you're trying to be too cute, man. So
JR, let me ask you this, JR and Greg and who calling the plays now? He said in the press conference he calling the plays. Who really calling these plays?
I'm confused because I mean they said he demoted himself and put Tommy Reese there, but then he said when it comes to the wild dog, then I'm calling the play. I call the formations and the scheme and the personnel for that. So what are we doing, man? Who called and what?
The ones that don't work. The ones that don't work, he called.
He called.
They need to do like everybody else. You know what to help them? They need to do like everybody do Chat GPT. They'll be better off. Chat GPT will choose a better sequence than this. They're trying to think and they ain't good at it. They need to pay for that $200 version Chat GPT, that high level one, and it'll run a whole script because it's all a script anyway. And everybody need to run a script, if you know what I'm saying, and it'll line up, and then they won't have them in situations where I bet you Chat GPT wouldn't tell them take you out the game. I know that. I mean, because you're looking at the stats, you know, took you down the field. You know, Siri would tell you better than that. Alexa, something. What should we do?
AI.
400 yards. What's the play?
I mean, it was just so obvious, man. It just
made got a quarterback done threw 400 yards. He done drove you 80 yards, got a touchdown.
Right.
And y'all on the 4-yard line trying to get 2 points, and you take him out. Not one time, Uncle Steve, 2 times.
Knowing you can't throw the ball.
Not today, but 4 weeks.
4 weeks straight.
In a row.
You gotta watch this.
In a row.
I said, hey,
Hey, Skip Bailey wearing his ass out over there on Twitter, boy.
I know. I can't wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna watch all of the tomorrow. I'm just gonna watch what's gonna binge watch.
And they are going to defend him. And they are going to defend him tomorrow. Because
You can hear Mary Kay now.
HWIC.
right now. Uncle Ocho right now, probably talking right now.
Yeah, you can hear Mary Kay talking about, ooh, I just like the way Kevin has developed Shedeur.
You never gonna say that. What I don't like is how he developed his playbook.
That thing outdated, what?
Yeah, the playbook is the problem, not
but like Greg said, man, the goal is not to win. Like their goal ain't to win. So I don't know what the future holds for Shedeur and Cleveland. But like I said, look, I was hard on Coach Frank. I truly felt like, hey man, you kind of coming out. That kind of derailed the process by saying that. Like we all know it, but just don't say it. But come on now, we 3 weeks into him being a starter, and now it's even more like clearer to me because I never paid attention to Cleveland. I didn't. Even when Dylan Gabriel was in there, I ain't put the game on, man. I was like,
you look like the type of guy that go on dates. You know what I'm saying? You like a romantic dude, right? You probably sprinkle flowers on the floor and stuff, right? And ran the butt down. You look like. Let me tell you this.
Yeah, he played in Boomerang.
Hold on. Hey, be wise. I know JR, the kind of dude that they'll go to the movies, right? When you go to the movies, you get the popcorn and the drink. You seem like you're going to pick the movie with, like a horror movie or maybe a good thriller where the girl had to scoot up close to you. See, what you just watched was a good thriller. They've been mind screwing y'all for so long with this storyline. Shedeur throwing in trash cans. Shedeur, he get in, but they pull him out because his shoulder hurt. Oh, next his stomach hurt. Oh, he on the bench. Dylan Gabriel in. Get rid of Pickett. Oh, he gonna play. Sight, put Flacco in. Flacco gonna play. Sight, trade Flacco. It's been a great story, right? Then he get in, and he finally get in. And you at the climax of the movie, like the movie, Rocky don't got knocked down. Oh, they put him in, then they take him out the game and screw the game up with a 2-point conversion. It's a thriller you're looking at. It's a nice story to get everybody emotions and blood pressure up high to keep them. They feeding off your energy like little parasites. And what you're seeing is now the thriller is what's gonna happen next. It's like Bird Box. They had to blindfold it. They gonna kill everybody. It's like they gonna kill them. They got the kids in the boat going down now, and the kid cried, and then
you throw the show.
Now you want to know what's going to happen to Shedeur.
What are y'all doing out there?
They sent Shedeur up there to lose, man. They sent them there to lose. They didn't send him down to win. That's why he lost today. He can put up 5,000 yards and they gonna lose. How many games have they won with the other quarterback threw 50 yards? It's a mockery. He can throw 50 yards, 100 yards, and beat you.
Yeah.
Because the special teams scored a touchdown or something like they did against the Jets. This is a mockery. Shedeur was sent up there to lose with a losing team that was going to lose whether he was there or not. And they took all his money from him. It is all a big mockery. And it's a good show. It ain't about his talent. His talent ain't win him the game, did it?
No.
If it was about talent, he would have won, right? They didn't even beat him. His own coach beat him. Oh, no. We finna do a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, that's why I work, man.
The Titans was even confused. The Titans, the game was over. It's when that last 2-point conversion, even the Titans didn't even celebrate. Did we win?
Yeah.
They just went down our throat 2 times and we still won. I ain't never won a game like this in my life. They just gave us the game. They just chose not to kick 2 field goals. They didn't even know how to take it.
That's crazy, man. Wild work. And then
he might have watched the Ohio State game last night, and he saw Ohio State miss the field goal. So he said that's not gonna happen to us. We gonna make sure we do the wild dog. We do the wild dog. We're not gonna do that. I saw Ohio State kick the field goal and the guy missed it. He said it's not gonna happen on my watch.
He chose not to do the extra.
That's my point. He saw the guy miss it. He saw the guy miss that little 20-some yard field goal, a 30-yard field goal. He said it's not gonna happen on my watch. So
I'm just saying, but he watching his own offense not even execute the wild dog. I don't understand. We done watched them do this wild dog thing 3 weeks in a row now.
Yeah,
3 weeks.
Exactly.
And he has failed. You fumble. You getting Junkins he losing yardage. He's actually losing yardage doing this at this point.
That's analytics. But JR, that's the funny part about it. You know, he had the headsets on, and I just got a funny feeling that Haslam called him on them headsets and said, "You better pull Shedeur Sanders at this game. Ain't nowhere in the world we win this game."
Hey,
boy,
he called out there and say, "Hey, Kim,
called it out.
He
called it. You know he did because his headset kind of clicked down. It clicked down because he was sitting over there.
He said, Shedeur got his dad in here. He said, what the hell is Shedeur out there doing? He got his dad in here. He trying to throw for 500 yards. You don't take his ass out.
Looking like Lucas with that big coat on. Pull that joke out that game.
They say, did he not read the script? Did he not read the script?
Exactly. I thought about you, Greg. He said, what the hell Shedeur doing? Is he trying to, what he trying to do, beat him by himself? If you don't take Shedeur ass out this game, do he know what's going on?
Hey, B. Watts, that's like the Los Angeles Lakers. You get a flagrant foul shot, and you tell Shaquille O'Neal you go up to the free throw line and shoot these 2 shots, and you need both of them. And you got Kobe sitting over there. You just don't do it. You just don't do it. And that's what he did. He sent Shaq to the free throw line. You could have picked anybody on the team. You picked it, and you picked Shaq to go up there to hit them last 2 free throws. It just ain't happening. And he got the results he wanted. He ensured. Man, do you know how much money those bookies won today? People hit on everything. The numbers for the game, the touchdowns on the game. Shedeur Sanders would have made your parlay go off the chart. And the next thing they won at Greg is this one here. Ask yourself, let me take Shedeur Sanders out of the NFL. What conversation would y'all be talking about in the NFL? What's a good story in the NFL? Tell me other than Myles Garrett, and ain't nobody talking about that. Tell me a good story in the NFL. If you take Shedeur Sanders out, I can go through the NFL. You know, even Stafford now winning all those games. That's not a story. You got Chicago over there winning game. That's not no story. Shedeur Sanders sells. All you're going to see on ESPN tomorrow is Shedeur Sanders and Alabama and Notre Dame not making the national football thing. That's all you're going to hear tomorrow. It's going to get to a point like, God, dog. Cleveland, you're going to think Cleveland won the game because everybody's going to talk about it. Why did he go for the 2? Shedeur's cooking. What's going on with the lineman, the him and Judy, how Judy, did that, and Judy didn't get the ball no more the second half. It's gonna be everything, B-Watts. And then the next thing they'll talk about Myles Garrett getting 20 sacks for the season. Back to you, B-Watts.
JR, Coach Prime got him a new offensive coordinator. What you think of the hire? And as did more research on it, what you think he's gonna bring to the program?
Look, I think he's gonna bring some juice to the program. Some much needed juice on the offensive side of the ball. Very stagnant this year. Unorganized to say the least. Schematic wise, it was just real bad this year. So it's gonna bring some juice, man. It's gonna bring some excitement. It's gonna bring a lot of misdirection to the offense to create a competitive advantage for CU. And I know that's something that we talked about like throughout the year. Like, man, they're not really creating a competitive advantage for the offense. It's just screen to the right, screen to the left, and hope for the best kind of thing. And it wasn't until Juju got in the latter half of the year where it was kind of like, oh, okay, well, we see more deep shots downfield. Well, that's a change, right? So looking at the go-go offense, man, going and doing research of the players that Coach Marion has coached and had under his tutelage throughout his collegiate career, it's astounding, man, to see the type of accolades that people have achieved. The success of all Americans that he's had, Biletnikoff Award winners, the points per game when it pertains to the offense scoring output. So I like the hire, man. Good slam dunk hire. I like the personality of Coach Marion. If you haven't had a chance to watch some of the documentaries, they did a little thing just like Well Off and Reach the People. They kind of put together some stuff for Sacramento State, going through chronologically, setting the stage for their season this year. And it's I kind of stumbled upon it earlier this year, and I like it, man. So we'll see it, but a lot of juice. That's what I think. When I think of him, juice. He's gonna bring some juice to the offensive side of the ball, Greg.
Yeah, I mean, what I like about it, if we really what we're describing from quarterback to running backs to receivers, it is a system-driven thing, and that can be negative from the NFL perspective, like you got to be the man, you made it. But from a college standpoint, especially Colorado, it's probably great for the NIL because it's like, hey, our system gonna work with or without you. And we seen that with up there with New England, how it was with Brady. That was a system thing. Like, hey, we plug you in, we going without you. We plug anybody. So, you know, it takes the leverage away from the players because you don't have to be the super duper star to make this thing run because that thing gonna run because the system is just complicated for the average college-minded kid to be disciplined and you know, it's different. So when you talk about 3 running backs lined up side by side, it's like, how do you line up and cover that? Like y'all in an L shape. Like, what in the world's going on? Then they go in motion, then they swing different directions, and then it's tempo, and it's like, how do you communicate? It's like it's perfect for Colorado. It would have been perfect for this year, honestly. Not just for Salter, but for a Price, for a Track Hall, even all the way down to Cam Michael, even Draylon. I mean, it's quick hitting, a lot of movement, everything we complained about from the last couple of years about how stale and dry and no motion, no movement. He had a little movement this year, but just very predictable plays, predictable formations. It didn't really give a defense nothing to have to watch for, and they can just blitz us to death, blitz us to death, blitz us to death. So that's what I see is like it's gonna put the pressure on the defense. Now you know what you want to do, but now you got to worry about what we're doing. That's what I think.
B. Watts, I'm gonna go in a complete different direction. If you listen anything about CU right now, they had no togetherness, they had no brotherhood. And when you don't have no brotherhood, you didn't believe in each other and you didn't fight for each other, that hurt CU's team. I did a whole lot of research when it came to this young man, and what I found out is this one here. This man moved in high school every year he moved. He moved to different places. He moved. His grandmother passed away on him at a young age. He got an opportunity to go to college. When he went to college, this man was living out of his friends' cars. He was sleeping in his friends' cars and stuff like that. And until he got that scholarship, because he didn't get a full scholarship. So this young man had to grind. This young man had people that believed in him in college and gave him an opportunity at Tulsa, and he went and he took advantage of that opportunity. People are like, well, why are you saying that? I'm saying that because this young man had the opportunity to go to various different places and to be at every level. He's been at the level where he lost his family members at a young age. He'd been at the level where he had to stay in a car and pretty much, a struggle day to day and live in the facility. Him and a couple partners had to live in the facility just to make sure that they could sleep and eat at the facility. So, and now the man got money in his pocket, so he can relate to the young men. What I found out was this: his relationships with his players, they love him. They love it. He knows how to talk to him. He's not a cursing out type coach. He don't do that. He teaches, he develops. The next part I like about him is this one here. He believes in perfection. He believes in football. And I like this one here. Football is his life. He sleeps, lives, and breathes football, his wife and his kids. He loves football. Next thing I learned about it, which put a smile on my face, is this one here. He's one of the best recruiters in the country. He recruits in his sleep. He has relationships, and you can go to the East, West. You can go to California. You can go to the East Coast because he was at Howard. You can go to Texas. It doesn't make a difference. He can recruit. He grinds. Now Coach Prime got a professional in that room. And he don't have to worry about the offense. He don't have to worry about those young men with those relationships where Coach Prime had to come in and try to be the daddy with everybody. He don't have to worry about that. Coach Prime can step back now and be the CEO. What he need to do now, Coach Prime need to get a recruiter on the defensive side. because you didn't hit your home run on offense, because what you're going to have now, those players are going to be coming. Some of those players, a lot of those players are going to be coming for the coach, Marion. And that's a nice thing to have, because Coach Prime is going to be the closer, but Marion going to be the one that's saying, hey, I done got you at the doorstep. I'm ready, like the McDonald boys, and you're going to see plenty more to come. And all I'm telling you is this, B. Watts. When players know that you truly care about them, and when you go and you listen to what he's going to do, he's going to ask them boys 6 questions. Tell me 3 things that you want to achieve. What's your greatest achievements in life? And tell me 3 things were the most worst things that ever happened to you in life. And he's going to get them to understand each other, get to respect each other, and that's going to build a team. Because we talking about all these X's and O's, that means nothing. If I don't care about that man next to me and I don't have his best interest in there, just like they did where they wouldn't block. That's why they wouldn't block. They could care less about the quarterback, anything else. I don't care. My thing, I want the ball. It doesn't work with him, because in his offense, just like Greg said it, I don't need superstars. I just need Edelman. I just need somebody who hard-nosed, going to do their job, and going to be where they're supposed to be, like a Mathis. Mathis works well in this offense. Mathis works well in this offense because he's going to do what he's supposed to do. And those other players are going to get better, B-Watch. Watch what I tell you. You're going to see this here. Those receivers, they're going to get on board, because when he brings his receiving coach and the rest of them, they're going to get on board or they're going to be gone, because he's not going to accept that, allow people to go up there with that status quo and not do what the best interest of the team. Back to you, B. Watts.
So now we got the offensive coordinator, JR. What type of players, how many players in that transfer portal Coach Prime gonna need, and how many we got leaving, you think?
The numbers game is, it's weird. Who has eligibility left, who's applying for waivers, things like that. Look, you might get about maybe 7 to 10 of those guys, that they got another year left, like a Ben Finneset. He got another year left. Or then you got a guy like the running back, number 26. He's trying to get a medical waiver to stay around for his 6th year. So things like that. So you might get 7 to 10 guys like that. So that probably leave your roster at about, 45, 50, somewhere around that. And it doesn't look like, there's going to be a big transfer portal exit, because I think if it would have been that, I think guys would have just left now. Like, what's the reason to stay behind? I ain't got no reason to stay behind. Let me just get in the portal now. So I think CU has done a better job this year of retaining some of those guys. We saw 1 or 2 names, but I think for the most part, I think they're going to do a good job retaining them. So you may be looking for about 40 people in the portal, something like that. You definitely need some depth at certain areas. You definitely need some personnel with experience at certain areas, because you can't afford to have injuries, right? There's some positions where you just can't afford to have injuries, and that showed its ugly head this year when certain players went down. It just didn't materialize. It didn't look very well, especially at the defensive back position. People went down, and it just looked bad altogether. So I'm thinking maybe about 40 people out the portal. I know that sounds like a lot, but if you got a core of 40 people there, you bring another 40, you can make it work.
You got to look at this. I think it's a couple things going on. I think that I felt it. The floodgates was about to open on Coach Brown, because it was a lot of uncertainty about what happened and what was to come. I think this hire caused a pause, because people have to reevaluate. Is it better going, or can I fit in here? So they're going to have to start figuring out, are they going to fit in here? Then they can reassess, do they need to hit the portal? So I think right now it's a evaluation phase. The reason why it don't matter is because what we just said, this is a system-driven thing. And because this hire just saved Colorado's behind, because they was about to lose about 60 folks, easy. And like I said, ain't no portal in the world gonna give you 60 good nothing, because everybody ain't out the same portal. So you finna get some trash and some more trash you didn't want. But with this guy coming in, because he's another coach, anytime you have another coach, usually a head coach goes to be a head coach. You got a head coach coming to be an assistant coach. What's powerful about that is, one, he don't been in 100 schools. So you start to see people from Texas, from UNLV. He don't been everywhere. You seeing people starting to hit Porter from all his different schools. A lot of them people weren't going to go to Sacramento with him. Some of them did. He got some 4-stars that went to Sacramento with some big schools. They going U-turn. We started to seeing a lot of them people didn't sign because they was committed, because they knew. Just like Coach Prime left Jackson, he was like, hold up, I'm about to leave. He knew he's about to come. He don't gave these people the pause. Hold up. Don't sign yet. Wait till I make this move. Then we're gonna curve. So you can leave if you want to. He gonna have people who are already built for his system, not Colorado. They built for his system. They're gonna come with him. So regardless of how many people leave, he gonna bring his own people, not just staff. Players from Sacramento, probably players from UNLV, Texas, everywhere he been, and players he's coached against. The players he's recruited who like, no, I ain't going to Sacramento, or no, I ain't going to UNLV, but I go to Colorado. You in Coach Prime now? You was enough. You in Coach Prime. Coach Prime was enough. You in Coach Prime, right? That combination. I call him Baby Prime. Everybody saying Baby Prime now because he got his own brand like Prime. He got the swagger. He got the energy behind him. It's going to reinvigorate Coach Prime because he ain't got to carry it. Because you think about it, when Travis and Shedeur was there, they was helping carry that hype. They had their own following, and that thing, stadiums was full everywhere they went. Guess what? We just solidified. I say, I don't know if Juju going to be enough. That Georgia Tech game going to be jumping because all them that guy recruit heavy in Atlanta. The Atlanta people love this dude. This dude don't got all the way over in Atlanta. So the recruiting is going to be impeccable for next year, but that portal better get noticed. That portal finna swing towards Colorado now. And I heard, y'all keep to my defense, you know, I said, name Duke, and some other guys already don't say it. It's a guy just equal caliber. A few of them on the defensive side is about to come. It ain't been announced. It has the same type of on the defensive side of the ball. So for people to say, if he was going to get rid of Livingston, he would have done it by now. Why would he? Because one thing about Coach Prime, he like the juice, all the juice out of his rings. He don't. You notice anytime he get a big time recruit, he let them all get their shine. He's not hit them all at one time. So he gonna get all the juice out of this, and then he gonna hit you with that defensive side. That's what he do. So don't think he would have did it all at once because he ain't never done it that way. He got another one coming. He got another few coming for what I hear. So it ain't over.
Well, it can't be over because if you go 3-9, you do that again, it's gonna be over for real. So you better have some juice coming, and it better be OJ Simpson and the real juice, and the juice better be loose, and the juice better be driving that Bronco too. But with that being said, let's go this one here. Let's go this right here. You're asking numbers. I'm gonna throw some numbers out to you. It's 38 seniors gone. So we got 38 for sure. 38 gone. You got 38 seniors right there. Boom. Out of CU gone. No more eligibility. They gone. So that's 38. Now you got 4 that with that. So that's 42. You got 4 that said they're getting in the portal. What I like about Coach Prime, that's 42 right there. Now you got Big Otis. He ain't even said he going yet, but you best believe I'm not spending that kind of money on somebody who gave me 3 or 4 plays, and then you have to try to motivate. I'm not doing it. So I'm counting that's 43. And they can say whatever they want to. That's 43. Let's go again. What you also have right now is this one here. Coach Prime is very respectful to those young men. He done already talked to those young men, and we talked to those young men. Coach Prime tell them, don't go out there and say you're gonna leave right now. All of y'all say y'all gonna jump out right now. Go and get your deals of what you need to do, and then come out and say, okay, now we'll release you. Say, hey, okay, I'm jumping in the portal, because that's what he's done every year. If you looked at every year, but what you have is this here, B-Watch. This is what people ain't thinking about. Go back and listen to all those players and all these YouTubers coming out to myself. Yo, people, all these players who had them little smart remarks to myself. This is happening up there, and my mom and my daddy say it ain't right, and blah, blah, blah. Coach Prime know who those players are. So now you got players who've been running their mouth to my Coach Prime doing this, this, and this. Now those players looking, I want to come back home now because it's looking pretty good in Colorado now. They on that uptick, because if you look at the other teams, man, look at Florida, what Florida might be losing. Look at Auburn, what they might be. Look, you got all kind of Arkansas, LSU. You got all kind of things. You got Ole Miss. They gaining people, but they gonna lose a whole lot of people. You look at Tulane. It is getting ready. You look at ASU. ASU losing a starting quarterback. Look at Nebraska, a 5-star. Look at Sacramento State. That Ravioli, the other boy that went up there that was a 5-star. So all I'm telling you is this, B-Watch. I can see 50 people that they're going to have to replace. And this is the next thing. Colorado, this is the biggest thing I think Coach Prime does need to do. He needs to make sure he fills his roster out. And when you fill your roster out, this is when you can get your 3-stars. Get your 3-stars, young 3-stars that you can build up. Because even if some do leave, that's fine. You still got 90 to 100 players on your team, because what you can't do is have 60 players on your team. And 60 people on the scholarship. That makes no sense. You got 30 scholarships sitting over there and they're not filled. That makes no sense. And the only way that would don't make sense at all, because you have to look. I'll put it to you this way. People like, what are you talking about, Steve? Look at Georgia. Georgia is the second youngest team in the SEC. Go and do your research. Ole Miss is the first. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Ole Miss is number 1, the youngest, and then it's I know Georgia's number 2. So that means Georgia had 39 freshmen, about 48 freshmen. No, they had 39 freshmen, about 40-some sophomores. So what does that tell you? If they won the SEC championship this year, and they got all of those young players, and then they got one of the number 5 top recruiting class coming in, what that tell you for the next 4 or 5 years? They're going to be winning. Colorado got to get that. And what they've done with Merriam on this here side, B-Watch, is this one here. They brought somebody who can recruit at an elite level. All I'm saying is this one here. I don't understand how you got a defensive line coaches and they haven't brought in horses. If you can't bring in horses, you got to go. You need recruiters on the defensive side, man. Let me give your boy credit. Coach Hart can recruit it. You can say whatever you want to about Coach Hart. Coach Hart got some of the best linebackers in the country. Give him his props. You can say whatever you want to say. Coach Hart has some of the best linebackers in the country, and he got them coming to Colorado. Give him his props. He might not be the linebacker coach next year. He's still going to be there, but he did recruit, and he's a heck of a recruiter. Back to you, B-Watch.
He control analyst / recruiter.
Yeah, man, y'all stop. I ain't let y'all do that. Hey, check this out, B-Dog. My last one. How did Indiana turn around their football program in 2 years?
Look, Coach Signetti, man, he got a formula and he's sticking to it, man. And he not wavering from that formula as far as like how he going about putting into action the players on the field. Like if you're not bought into the program, you're not here. And that's the thing with Coach Signetti. Like people can say, well, yeah, he brought all his players from JMU and stuff like that and got the ball rolling. But one thing I listened to what the quarterback Mendoza said yesterday as he crying, pretty much in tears from winning the Big Ten championship, he was saying it's the buy-in from the guys. Like we brought in a bunch of guys, but they bought in immediately to what our coaching staff was letting them know. And I don't think Colorado got that from guys that they brought in this year. I mean, you go down the list. You can start with Otis. You can go to the linebackers, Hughes and French. You can go to Tion Parks. I mean, come on, Tion Parks, after a game of him playing bad and getting benched, he go after the game and tweet, "Come get me." So you not bought in, right? You even hear from Texas Tech players. They did the interview with Texas Tech players. Texas Tech brought in over 40 transfer players last year. Guess what? Same thing. Everybody bought in to what we was doing here. So like Uncle Steve and Greg was saying, I think with the hiring of Coach Mary, like people gonna figure, hey, can I buy into this? Does this work for me? They're gonna have to figure it out early. Because I know the early signing period just ended and Colorado landed on like 12 players or something like that. But I think with this hire of Coach Marion, I think when you going back to the high school, speak to the high school thing, when it comes to National Signing Day in February, I think they're probably going to be able to get another 5 to 8 players. So they may round out around 19 or 20, something like that. And that's the most since Coach Prime has been there. If they fall at 19 or 20, that's going to be the most. So it's interesting to me to see the buy-in that Mendoza spoke of with Cignetti being there 2 years. Indiana ain't had no money, no NIL, no nothing. Hey, I'm bringing these guys from JMU, and they already bought into my system. They know how I like it. When we bring in another 40 transfer portal players this year, y'all gonna get them indoctrinated into this system because this is how I win. Just went from there.
But the difference is going to be this, though. You notice the Indiana, again, he was a head coach going in, and he took people with his system in there. Right. It wasn't regular. It wasn't 40 ordinary, random out the butt, second string all over the country transfers. They were mostly his. If this coach able to bring in a good 10, because he got room. Because like you say, you about to lose 40, you didn't use about 10, 11 scholarships last year. You might run off a few more. If this man bring over a good 20 of his own folks, that's going to give it a head start. It's not like you bringing in people and you got to teach them. They already know it. So a lot of things about when you bring in transfer people and the coaches knew, the players knew, and you teaching them a new system, that's that thing that don't catch up and you like, need time to gel. But if they were already running it or already fit for that system, your system almost is like they've been there. They just at a different school. So, another thing, I noticed about Indiana, I'm with Big Mac Machezi, they know their theme song, man. They know you got to be able to sing that song. You got to be able to do that at the end. You saw what they said, sing that song at the end on the stage. And everybody went to sing, maybe that'll help. I'm agreeing. Maybe that'll help bring some unity. I'm like, they just got that 2 years and they know their little song and the whole crowd went to singing. Maybe it's something to that. The whole unifying thing. Maybe that'll help assimilate. Something got to assimilate. They go be a divine nine. They're gonna beat the mess out of them and have them doing weird stuff. Get them. So I either bringing the army and rolling around on the floor for an hour maybe not be enough. Maybe they need to haze them for a good 3 months and make them depend on each other like they going to war. Like they need to let the army stay there for 3 months instead of 3 hours. Don't get it. How they be in the pool with them and stuff and let them roll across the field with logs and carry each other. They need to make them do that for a good 3 months and make them feel like they going to boot camp. You see a person in the military, JR, they jump on each other like women and they ain't seen each other in 20 years. You see them little Facebook video, they be crying. Woo! They been got almost killed together. They ain't even seen each other in 20 years. You would have thought they slept together last night.
Assimilation is the key in the military, that's for sure. I say assimilation is definitely the key in the military, that's for sure.
Yeah, so you got to trauma bond them. We almost didn't make it through. They don't even have 2 days. No wonder they assimilated together. You got to let them go through something together,
With team building, you said it, Greg, and JR, you said it also. But I'm gonna go over a couple things right here. You saying why Indiana winning the way they do? Number one, that coach has a system. Not only does he have a system, he has competent coaches in his system. He has some of the best offensive coordinators, best offensive coordinator, defensive coordinators in the country. That they gave up 10 points against Ohio State. Ohio State, almost every player on Ohio State team they talking about will be in the NFL. So what that tells me, they're disciplined, they're focused, and they do attention to detail. What you have at Colorado, at Indiana, you don't see people driving Maybachs and taking off their shirts and want to show you their 6-pack and stuff like that. The focus ain't on football. Greg, you can throw your hands up, but I'm just saying. And I mean, JR, you can throw your hands up, but what I'm saying is this one here. The bottom line is when you're playing football, when it comes to Marion, that offensive coordinator, it's all about football. He is football, and Coach Prime is all about football. But see, the young folks can't distinguish that Coach Prime put his work in, and then he showed you the shine. See, they can understand that. The young kids don't understand that. All they think about is the shine. You got to put work in, and then the shine comes. But Signetti cut out all the shine. We put nothing but work. You gonna shine when we put that trophy up in the air. And that is the difference. The difference is you're focused on one thing. Look at Colorado. When you listen to Colorado, they crying about people. They crying about people's contract. Why y'all worried about McKinney holding out and the rumor he held out and Otis made this much? Where we do that at? You sound like some cackling hens worried about somebody else. If your play was better, your pay will be better. It's all about your skill set. If your play was better, your check will be better. That's what it's about.
Don't do that. Come on, man. Look, I'm never gonna be hard on the players. I'm always focused on the coach. And we all three said one word. We said system. Signetti came with a system. Coach Prime didn't come to see you with no system.
No,
he came with players. I got players that are good, but I ain't got no system. So you hire.
Then he had to cookie cut his defensive coordinator and his offensive coordinator. He ain't never worked with him before.
Yeah. So
but after they left, they had no identity and no culture. And when you don't have those things, it's impossible to maintain continuity. But the key was this one here. When you got coaches that understand where you're going and know what you're about and stay focused to what you're about, it makes your job easy. Look at Coach Prime. If those coaches did what they supposed to, it should have been a cut and play for Coach Prime to get back after his illness and been able to kick it in. Let's get it done here. Those players were arguing over stuff that made no sense. They over here worried about who gonna shine, who gonna do this here, and then they worried about who getting the ball. In football, it doesn't make a difference who gets the ball. It should make a difference is this one here. If I'm doing what I supposed to, everybody work, I need to get, no, you don't. Because there's plenty of people make it to the NFL. That boy that he was on special teams for Colorado, and he made the Miami Dolphins, McClendon, whatever his name is, and he made the Miami Dolphins. And he had no time on that field till he played. If you do what you're supposed to do, and you have tape showing that I'm going to put this work in, and I'm going to be the hardest work on this field, and I'm competent, those people make the NFL. Those people have a good chance of making the NFL. You might not be a starter, but you can be on the practice squad.
Where does competency starts from where? When you being in the military, like in order for me to be competent about my job, it needs to be a system in place. Like if somebody, you got to train me the right way. And Greg spoke about it a lot. I know I harp on linebacker play, but that was just something that was prevalent. It was just like, why is the linebacker play so bad? Why is it so bad this year compared to last year? What was the difference? What teaching mechanisms was it? So that's how I just look at the system. Coach Prime came there with no system. He hired Livingston. What was the first thing we said? He said, well, Livingston said, well, I ain't really got no system. What? So what are we doing? Right? So you put great athletes to let them just do what they need to do with Trav and Silman Craig and Shiloh, and so they just made it happen because they understood the nuance of football. But now you put in a different group of people and you ain't really got no system. It's like, all right, so what are we doing? So of course, I'm Omarion Miller. Of course I want the ball. I just seen Trav go off last year. Why I can't get the ball like that? But if you had a system in place to say, well, this how we doing it, and this how you gonna run these routes, and this how you gonna do it, then him assimilating to the fact that, all right, I ain't gonna get all the targets, but I'm gonna get some ball, that's easier. But Coach Prime had no system, man. I ain't gonna dog on Coach Prime, but he just didn't come with no system, and it bit him in the butt now. But I think he's trying to right the ship. Like, let me get a guy in with a system, and we gonna work from that.
But you just said it, because linebackers last year led off of who? Hill Green, who came already trained, no 2-3 schools, and he was an old grown man, looked like a grown man, and he's somehow still a grown man in college. Then you got, you talk about, I got a question for B. Watts up there with the sunglasses on. Is you awake, B. Watts?
You awake?
Yeah, what's up?
What happened to your homeboy? I need you to explain this to me. Your homeboy, you had his mama on here. She was the top parent. This man, he was the top dog. We loved him. He came here. He got dog. He don't went back, got him a ring. He in the playoff. He hurt, but they say he probably got Big 10. He about to go to the NFL. Like, who laughed? He gonna go to the NFL? How does this happen? How do we get a guy?
Yeah.
That was on the line. You changed his position. You out of all people got to know. Maybe I would have had a private call. Something. What happened? What does you got in the water that can take a man that can come from somewhere else and suck and then go somewhere else and be a superstar? Like the Atlanta Falcons or something. Like all the Falcons people go and win Super Bowls after they leave, but they don't win them there. Deion was one of them. So it's like, what's going on with that old system? We ain't gonna say the
come on, man. You know what happened, man. You know what happened, man. Coach Prime, they saw the favoritism. Come on, man. Put it on out there, man. You know that why we got out there, man.
So it was favoritism on the offensive line?
Come on, man. They kept taking that man out. Come on, he started out in training camp at what position?
Right tackle.
First game where he playing.
I think he's like right guard.
Right guard.
Okay, so when that transfer portal opened up, what he do?
Yeah.
Okay. So where he playing at in Indiana?
Right tackle.
Right tackle.
Who did he lose his position to? Houston? Who was the right tackle? It was Houston.
Whoever
Davion left. Davion left.
Who was the offensive line?
Was it Harden or Houston? Harden or Houston?
I think it was Harden.
Both of them.
No,
it was Houston.
Yeah.
Houston.
Till he got hurt.
Harden did too.
Who was the offensive line coach?
What
Big dude.
was that? Phil Loho?
Yeah.
Okay, what did Khalil Mama said when she was on our show about him?
She said she liked him.
Did she say anything that he know? This is his first year coaching.
Okay.
Did he know it? Did he know what he was doing?
Probably not.
But he coached at somewhere else before. He was at Oklahoma before. It was the first time being the head.
He wasn't
the head man though. He wasn't the head man.
But he was a line coach.
He wasn't no offensive lineman coach.
He was coaching one.
He was quality control.
Yeah, he was one of those.
He still was out there helping coach though.
He was helping, sending up them cones and bringing them bags.
Yeah, because you remember back then, quality control that a year ago, they couldn't do nothing on the field.
Right.
But now,
okay. So you saying that guy? I thought he had some coaching experience.
No.
Quality control.
I mean, so, but the man left and Khalil left too.
But they didn't know who was gonna be. He didn't know who was gonna be the offensive line coach when he left. Remember? Because they had named nobody.
Because I know she was still up there in Indiana too. I remember she was still up
there. Yeah,
there.
she stayed there. That's all she talked about on the show when we had on there.
Yeah, so he went back home. It made sense, and then he go right back to his.
And then again, you got to understand that NIL, that money.
Yeah, but that's crazy.
They had tapes on Khalil when that new coach came, and I'm sure the players that was on the team told him about him.
Yeah,
and the coaches. He kept some coaches there on Indiana, so they all
made the right
more money.
He made the right decision. It was good for him. He made the right decision.
They went to the playoff last year. He would have 2 years there.
Well, but you don't need number one. He got so much tape now, and they're winning. He's good.
He left a good situation. Thank God he was able to go back. But I'm just saying, what is it about Colorado? Because same thing happened. What was the boy the running back? He went to Oregon State and he went 1,000 yards. Hankerson was here. Yeah. Next year, he went to Oregon State and ran over 1,000 yards. And he looked
how many yards did Augusta get?
I don't know.
He played this year.
He didn't play no more. How many AI get?
That JR, he know that JR boy. He know.
He ain't get B-Watt set it up, man. He watched in the NIL level.
Everybody, because your boy.
It didn't work for everybody. It's not for everybody. You got a whole lot of people. Yeah. It's just people that really believe in themselves and go out and put. One thing you can say about Benson. Benson believed in himself. And something else. Look at the Mississippi boys on Colorado. The Mississippi boys do pretty well in Colorado. You can say whatever you want to say. They do pretty, because in Mississippi, man, we don't have much. A lot of times we don't have much. And you understand when you start making that money and you start doing things where you can help your family out, those boys got a why. And when you got a why, that's powerful. But with that being said, Greg, you asked a good question. I'm going to answer the question honestly for you. Some of the people Coach Prime have in there are not the best of the best. And when you and let me say the best of the best. Coach Prime, like for example, the gunner. Coach Prime giving Gunner an opportunity to lead. You can put it in, and I'm not throwing nothing at him. He's getting an opportunity. It ain't like Coach. Now Merriam is different. The offense he's proven. He's been to 12, 13, even in high school, HBCU, everywhere he goes, he wins. He's proven that he has a system and a relationship. He's a top recruiter. Now, I'll go this way with you. I'll get Gunner as an example. And it's no knock on Gunner. Gunner's an outstanding recruiter. But you put him over a position in which you got that boy Gerard, who happened to be one of the best doggone offensive linemen that ever played at CU, and then in the NFL, and then he turned around, he did it in the NFL, coach the offensive line. So it's kind of hard to see a player like him not running that room. Because if it's talking about teaching, because if you look at it, I watch it, I don't listen to everything this one person says, but one thing I have to give him credit for when it comes to offensive line, he said some stuff and he showed you video. They were not doing the blocking the way naturally it should go. And you can look at Seaton. Seaton should have been pissed because when was the last time you see them do a double team? Him and your boy Hill over there double team somebody and run sweeps and stuff like that. You didn't see it. And when you don't see stuff like that, now one thing I will say, do they block well for passing? Absolutely. They did a great job. But you don't pass in college football. You run the football. Winning teams run the football. Championship team run the football. And all I'm going to say is this one here, and I'll leave it alone. Coach Prime has to get there and get people that are the best of the best. Like when he was looking for Dillingham, he didn't get Dillingham, but he was looking for the best of the best. He got Marion now. He got the best of the best. Now I want to see on the defensive side. And when Coach Prime get those people, get the hell out of the way and let them do it. I don't want to see no more people who are there come out. I'm going to give you an example. If I see Ben Fennessett out there start next year at the beginning of the season, I'm done.
What if he improved? Whoa. What if he improved?
Well, let me stop you. The way Slaughter was playing and Byard was playing, and then you're going into the portal, I'm sorry. Go get you another Byard in that thing, because if it's about winning championships, Ben is a good person for letting people know this is the coach of Colorado. He's perfect for that. He's good for special teams. He's good to go in there and give you a break sometime when you're up by 35 points. But starting the game off, the first 3 games, let me say, and you asking why? Because the last 3 years, Coach Prime has came up there with that mess. I'm gonna call it mess. He came up there with your boy who played free safety, and they put him at linebacker. Talking about he was the Brian Urlacher. Then you got Martin Luther the Fourth, Martin Luther the Fifth. When it came to that, and then you got Ben Coach Prime, the white Coach Prime. Ben is a great locker room guy, and he should stay in the locker room. Football is about winning. Football, you can get mad all you want to. Football is about winning. I want to see people that go in the. Hey, I want to see people who got a record. I want to see people who got a record out there on that football field. I want to see somebody who's been in handcuffs sometime, because when they get off that bus, people need to know, get the hell out of his way. Back to you, B-Wise.
No closing tonight, Charlie. No closing statement. Everybody have a good night on that one, man. Appreciate it, Greg.
Man. Come on.
I've been canceled. I will not be on Sunday night no more. B. Watson canceled me. So thank y'all, good people. Hopefully I'll see y'all Tuesday.
Hey, JR. While being in that locker room, you tell Stoudemire stay in there too, all right?
Oh,
Are you practicing to practice, or you practicing to be great?
Which way am I going?
Next bus coming, you on the way.